Alright, so for this week's video of promoting my Pet Battle channel, I have for you another really overpowered team, the Imp Haunt combo. The Imp Haunt combo, Imp Haunt combo just uses the Fiendish Imp and the Unborn Val'kry to do a ton of pretty, I don't want to say unavoidable damage, it's just a lot of damage that's really hard to come back from. All three pets on this team are overpowered. The Teroclaw Hatchling is probably one of the best pets in the game. Like, Fiendish Imp and Unborn Val'kry are both totally tier 1 pets, but the Teroclaw Hatchling is like a step above them. But, I mean, these two are also really good. And the combo with them goes like this. The Unborn Val'kry has two really hard-hitting dots. Curse of Doom, you put it up after 4 turns, it does 600 damage, which is about 2 basic attacks. But it's all in one, just one move. So, getting 2 basic attacks that have 1 ability, you just have to wait 4 turns for it to go up, which is no big deal, since they also have this ability here called Haunt. Haunt is a unique dot ability. Only the Unborn Val'kry and the Ghastly Kid have the ability. Before Warlords of Draenor, only the Unborn Val'kry had the ability, and the Unborn Val'kry is like a rare spawn, so there were always people out in Northrend camping Unborn Val'krys just to get Haunt because it was totally worth it, because Haunt is so good. Haunt is one of the hardest hitting dots in the game. It hits for about 150 damage every turn. So it does about 2 basic attacks worth of damage during its full duration, which is pretty good. So a Curse of Doom and Haunt is about the same as hitting 4 times with, just a basic attack, which is really good for just 2 abilities. Haunt, in addition to being a really good dot, also counts the user as dead after you use it. So while the Haunt dot is out, Unborn Val'kry actually plays dead. Her health goes down to 0, and you get a free switch into the back row like you would if one of your pets had really died. But after the Haunt's duration is over, she just comes back to life with whatever health she had, and whatever debuff she had on her. The really cool thing about that, though, is that since she's counted as dead, she takes no damage in the back row. So if your opponent's using an AoE team, Unborn Val'kry is immune to all that damage because it counts her as dead. Also, the free switch. The free switch is a good enough ability in itself to just, be a ability. Like, there are abilities called, Feign Death. It's F-E-I-G? There we go. Feign Death. Alright, let's see if we can bring one of them up. Feign Death on an 8-turn cooldown basically just lets you switch out while avoiding damage for the round. Haunt does the same thing, except it also puts out a really strong dot, which is really good. It also has a 4-turn less cooldown. The thing is, though, back in the day, before Warlords of Draenor, Haunt didn't have a cooldown. It was even more overpowered than it is today. It's still really damn good. It's just it used to be even better back in the heyday of Mists of Pandaria pet battling. Oh, I don't miss those days. Mists of Pandaria. Almost all basic attacks had a chance to miss. It was like Miss City. Ugh. Because of Mists of Pandaria pet battling, I no longer think I'm no longer afraid of gambling or anything. If I lose because of luck, I just accept it. Yep, it happens sometimes, just because pet battling to miss was basically gambling with the amount of hit chances everything had. It was very rare for stuff to have 100% hit chance, which was a huge pain in the ass. It was the worst. I'm so glad they changed it. Oh my god. Anyways, enough about Mists of Pandaria. So anyways, Unborn Val'kry just uses Curse of Doom and then Haunt, and then uses its free switch to go into the Fiendish Imp. Fiendish Imp, then, while your opponent has 2 dots on them, just uses Nethergate. Nethergate does about the same damage as a basic attack, and also forces your opponent's pet to swap out. The really cool thing about this, though, is it's basically like getting free damage if you go first, since if you swap out your opponent's pet, they don't do any damage that turn. If you go first. If you go second, they're going to hit you first, and then you'll do it. But the Fiendish Imp is really fast. It's actually faster than a lot of fast pets. So you're going to go first 9 times out of 10, which will give you the free switch, while also doing the same damage as a basic attack, since Nethergate does 280 damage, which is about 300, which is really good. And if you switch out your opponent's pet with dots on them, they're just going to take all that dot damage in the back row and basically just die in the back row unless they switch back out. And if your opponent decides to switch their pet back out into the front row to actually do something before it kicks the bucket, they just lost another turn switching their pet back in. So that's why you're able to do just a ton of damage to your opponent, because getting 2 dots on them and then switching them out with the Fiendish Imp and then just spamming them in the face with burn, they're gonna die. It's gonna kill a large majority of pets. A lot of good pet battlers will see the combo coming because it's a pretty popular combo to use, and they'll try to prevent it somehow, like staggering the dots or taking out the Unborn Val'kry before it can do anything, stuff like that, or just avoiding the damage, because you can't avoid Cursed Team's damage. The Fiendish Imp, after it's switched to your opponent's pets out with Nethergate, it can also throw up Immolation. Immolation is like a move that you can use from the back row. You can switch your Fiendish Imp out, and it will do like 70 damage every turn. It's kind of like a dot, except it's a buff you put on yourself that just happens to damage your opponent, so they can't like cleanse it or something, which is pretty good. And since the Fiendish Imp is a humanoid type, he heals up for 4% of his maximum health every turn that he does damage. So if you switch him out, Immolation's going to do damage to your opponent's pet every turn, so he's going to heal up for 4% of his health every turn for 9 turns. So he's going to be able to actually heal in the back row while doing damage. It's another reason why the Fiendish Imp is really good. It's basically because he's a humanoid pet with Immolation. He's also a really fast humanoid pet with Nethergate. That's what makes him one of the best tier 1 pets. And then we got the Teroclaw Hatchling. This guy is a monster. His skill set, like, he doesn't have any unique moves like the Unborn Val'kry, but he does have unique skill set. Like, he has an ability right here called Nature's Ward. Nature's Ward is basically a 5-turn haunt. There's only 2 haunts in the game, Nature's Ward and Rejuvenation. He doesn't have Rejuvenation, but he does Nature's Ward. Nature's Ward transforms your type into Elemental and heals you up for 123 health every turn. So basically after 5 turns, it's going to heal you up for a little over 500, I think over 600, yeah. You heal up for about 600 after the full duration of a Nature's Ward, which is really nice considering it's a haunt. The really cool thing about the fact that it's a haunt is that the Teroclaw Hatchling is a flying type. Oh, excuse me. Flying types, their racial allows them to basically be the fastest pets in the game while they're above 50% health. Because while they're above 50% health, they gain 50% extra speed, making them right off the bat faster than pretty much everything. Like a Teroclaw Hatchling can counter a Fiendish Imp somewhat, since it's faster than it. Even though the Fiendish Imp is a lot faster than normal pets. It's not faster than birds, is usually what you say when you have a fast pet. It's like, yeah, Fiendish Imp is really fast, except he's not faster than birds. Only thing is, the best way to counter a bird is just to get them below 50% health. Teroclaw Hatchling, though, is really good at staying above 50% health, because in addition to being the only bird type with a haunt, there are other bird types or flying types with heals, but Nature's Ward is the best out of all of them. Because Nature's Ward, you can just set it if you go below 50% health, and then switch him out, and then he'll heal up in the back row. And then once he's above 50% health, he can just come back in. In addition to being the only bird type with a haunt, he's also like only one of 2 or 3 bird types with a dodge. A dodge is a move that's only really useful on fast pets. Very useful on flying types. Here, let's see what other flying types have it. There's only one other flying type pet in the game with a dodge. It also has a heal too. The heal's not as good as Nature's Ward though. Wow, I should probably try something out with the water fly. Not half bad. Having a dodge on a flying type is really good. Because if you go first with a dodge, you basically get a free attack, because the dodge gets applied the turn you use it and stays on you for the next turn. So if you go first, you dodge the turn, you dodge the move in that turn, and then you get the next turn to attack with Impunity while they can't hurt you. You can also just use that opportunity to set up Nature's Ward, and while the dodge is out, while you're avoiding damage for 2 turns, your haunt will have healed you 2 times during those durations, so you'd have an extra 240 health, which is about the amount of a basic attack. In addition to having Nature's Ward, a dodge, which is already really good on him, like this is enough to make him really great, the dodge, Nature's Ward, and being a flying type combo. It also has Alpha Strike. Alpha Strike is like one of the best flying type basic attacks in the game, because if you're faster than your opponent, you do more damage than a basic attack. If you're slower than your opponent, or you have the same speed, it only does slightly less damage than a basic attack. Like, it does 230 damage. A normal basic attack is 300 damage. So it's doing 70 less damage. But if you're faster than your opponent, you're going to be doing 70 more damage than a basic attack. About 80 more. So you're going to be doing a lot of damage while avoiding and healing up a lot of damage. This is what makes Teroclaw Hatchling pretty OP. He's able to put out high numbers while at the same time straight up just avoiding and healing up for also a lot of high numbers. And since Fiendish Imp also heals up in the back row, you can literally just switch between these two while they heal up in the back row and then have the Unborn Val'kry throw out his dots. So that's the basis of this team. It just has ridiculous synergy with each other, in addition to all three of the pets just being really damn good by themselves. What an excellent team to square off with. I was actually thinking of if I could run into one of these Bright Paws to see how hard this Arcane Dash actually hits. Let's go, Unborn Valk. Let's Valk this shit up. I was going to start off with the combo. No need to change my strategy, since he's probably just going to set up Magma Trap and then go into Sons of the Flame. I should be fast enough, just as long as Magma Trap doesn't blow up in my face right here. All should be good. Let's see, what is he going to do? Did he not do anything that turn? Okay. Let's switch him out before he can do anything. Go into the back row with your crappy dots. Alright, now that he switched into the Unborn Valk, usually what I would do right here is go into Immolation to do a little bit of extra damage every turn. But if he throws his dot out on me, it's going to take a lot more damage than I could heal or do damage. So yeah, he threw the dot out immediately. It's kind of what I was expecting. Alright, now if he goes into Bright Paw, now it looks like he's going into Little Ragnaros. Alright, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to set up Nature's Ward. Oh, fuck. Oh no. That's so bad. That's worst case scenario. This is worst case scenario. I can't just leave him in. Right now he has a type disadvantage. If he just goes for an Arcane Dash, I'm dead. Alright, I'm gonna have to switch. Let's go into the Fiendish Imp. Let's see how the Fiendish Imp can do. Things just went really bad for me. He also has a dot on him. He's probably gonna die in the back row to the dot. Okay, let's throw up Immolation. And then I'm just gonna switch into my Unborn Valk. Let's see, how much damage does this do? Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna switch into the Teroclaw. He's gonna die anyway. Let's let him die to a mega ability. Holy crap. 2,000 damage. Alright, a tactical death. I have the Fiendish Imp in the back row. Healing up a little bit. He still has his Unborn Valk out. So it's going to be Valk versus Valk. His Valk still has all of his cooldowns available. That's fine though. I can't really do much. Looks like we also both have the same breed. So I could try to go for a Curse of Doom, but he also just might straight up go for a Haunt this turn. In which case, I kind of would want to save Curse of Doom. But at the same time, there's a chance I can go first. And if I go first in this turn, Curse of Doom might actually help me out in the long run. I'm going to go for a Shadow Shock. Shadow Shock. I have to wait 5 turns for that to go off. I could probably just kill him with Shadow Shocks, as long as he doesn't go for a Haunt right here and go first. If he was going to go for a Haunt, he should have used it already, though. Uh-oh, looks like we got Bright Paw out. I am actually just going to Shadow Shock. Looks like he has Arcane Blast. And I'm just going to keep spamming Shadow Shock. And hope I don't die. Even if I do die, I should still be able to kill his Bright Paw. Unless he switches out, which is also fine. I'm just going to keep spamming Shadow Shock. I keep thinking about all these things I could do. Like, what if I threw out Curse of Doom? His Unborn Valk would be forced to not switch out. But I think just Shadow Shock spam was probably the best thing I could have done. I should be able to kill him this turn, as long as Burn hits on the high end and Immolation. Oh, it hit on the high end. Yep. I said I should. I still can absolutely lose. He has a type advantage, and Shadow Shock has the potential to hit really fucking hard against my Fiendish Imp. His first one didn't really hit that hard, though. See, the second one hit really hard. There was also the possibility that he could have crit on one of them. So he still had a chance, just because of the type advantage at the end right there. Still able to come out on top, though, just because I I played it very well, plus my team was just really good. His team was pretty good too, though. I'm not gonna bag him on that. That new pet, that was a pretty hard-hitting combo. It's not that great, though, but his other two pets, his Unborn Val'kry and Little Ragnaros are both tier 1 pets as well. Alright, looks like I've come against the natural counter to this team. A darkness team, which stops all my heals. And looks like he knew exactly what I was doing, so I'm just going to switch out, because he's going to go straight for a dodge at the very first. Oh. No, he didn't go for a dodge. It looks like he went for an alpha strike first. I guess he predicted me switching out. I'm going to predict the dodge now. I don't know why he's taking so long to use it. Let's go into the Unborn Val'kry. He's going for an alpha strike. He's not doing what I want him to. He keeps going for damage. I don't understand his plight. Is he just going for damage just for the lols or something? He's not playing the team like he's supposed to. And it's pissing me off. Alright, let's go into the Fiendish Imp, I guess. Let's see if we can switch him out. Maybe he'll finally go for a dodge. No, no dodge. He's just going for damage. He's literally just ignoring everything and going for damage. Okay. I'm not gonna say it didn't work out for him. He even switched back in. Alright, and let's finish him off. He goes for dodge this turn. Looks like it'll probably be able to dodge the Curse of Doom, huh? Well, I didn't know it worked that way. I mean, I did know, it's been so long since I've actually seen that happen. And let's finish him off. No, looks like he switched out. He switched out just in time. He's probably not going to go for a darkness. So I'm going to switch him out to see if I can get his Teroclaw back in by any chance. No, it looks like the Bone Serpent's coming out instead. Alright, looks like Teroclaw Hatchling's coming out then, since his Teroclaw's in the back row, healing it up. After he did quite a bit of damage, since he just went for damage exclusively, did nothing else. I'm gonna go for a dodge this turn to try to block his darkness. This guy. His movesets. Everything he's doing. It's like he's playing some next level gameplay on me that I just can't figure out. Maybe he's a new pet battler and he just doesn't know what he's doing, or maybe he's such an advanced level pet battler that he's able to out-predict everything I can think of. Because so far, if option number 2 is correct, the one where he's just out-predicting me, it seems like that's what he's... There's no way. He's just spamming abilities recklessly. I'm gonna go into the Fiendish Imp. Let's see if he goes for a dodge this turn. Holy shit, he actually went for a dodge right off the bat. There goes his Nature's Ward. It's gonna put him above 50% health. He might just switch out right here. He could. I actually really don't want to switch him out with Nether Gate. I just want to get him below 50% health, that way I'm faster than him. That way his alpha strikes don't hit me as hard. Ha, now I do more damage to you than you do to me. And I've got my Teroclaw Hatchling healing up in the back row. There goes his Bone Serpent. See, I don't want to fight against his Bone Serpent though. I want to fight against his Teroclaw Hatchling, who I'll be bringing out shortly. There we go. Take some of my immolation damage. And does he have dodge up? Yes, he does. Alright, that's fine. I'll just use his turn to refresh Immolation Aura. He's going to refresh Nature's Ward, I bet, and then switch out immediately. Yep, I knew it. Alright, now my Fiendish Imp is actually in danger of dying right here, but I can also score a quick kill on the Bone Serpent. Ooh, that was close. Totally almost kicked the bucket. Oh, I'm dead. I died. Alright, is he above 50% health? Yes, he is. Alright, Wednesday. It's your time to shine. Let's go into a dodge. He's probably going to go for Call Darkness, about time. His Teroclaw Hatchling should be coming out pretty soon. And I'm actually just gonna switch out into my Unborn Val'kry. Oh, he finally went into a dodge. There we go. See, this is what you're supposed to do in the first place. Alright, now I've got my Unborn Val'kry. Looks like he's gonna go into his Nature's Ward as well. And I will set up Curse of Doom. Force him to save his dodge. And then I'll go for a Shadow Shock, since Teroclaw versus Teroclaw is a really long matchup. It's a long match with no winners, because we're both going to be doing subpar damage. We're both going to be healing for less under darkness. So the only advantage I have is that I was able to put a really strong dot on him that he's going to have to save his dodge for. Which means I know when he's going to dodge. I'm also faster than him. Oh shit, son. Let's go for a dodge right here. Being faster than him is a huge bonus, because that means I get my racial and you don't. There goes his dodge. That's fine. I'm just going to throw up my Nature's Ward right now. I'm faster than him, so it doesn't really matter. He's going to be able to dodge Curse of Doom. And I'm at full health. He's below 50%. I was going to win. My Alpha Strikes are going to hit harder than his. Whew. Alright. That was a hard-fought one. Really had to play that smart. Holy crap. his strategy. It wasn't bad. It was actually really good. That's why I was like so perplexed about what he was doing. I kept predicting him to do what any normal person would do with those kinds of abilities in that situation. And he just kept foregoing all of my expectations. I tried to out-predict him, but he went next level and was able to predict my predictions of him and do the counter to my predictions. But that could also be seen as someone just ignoring all of that and just going for damage mindlessly for no reason. And I think that's what he was doing, because if he was predicting my predictions, then he probably would have won, but he wasn't. I was able to get off a couple of dots and shit. But I think I figured out what he was doing. I think he was just literally saving dodge for Curse of Doom. That could also be what it was too, and I just didn't really realize that. It didn't work out well for him. He should have been using it off cooldown. You really don't want to save it for Curse of Doom. I mean, it's not a bad option, but I mean, if you're not facing off against the Unborn Val'kry right off the bat, why would you save dodge for Curse of Doom? You can always just switch out and not take the damage at all. But I think that's what he was doing.